Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your friend, Tiffany E, and we are going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. My husband turns down his TV just a little bit. Thank you very much. Now listen, Monday Night Raw was very short and sweet and to the point, okay? And I'm going to be honest, I was not into it as much as I normally am, and life happens, shit happens. I'm going to do my best to make sure you understand exactly what was going on and where we're headed moving forward into Saturday night main event, because that is our next TV special for the main roster. Okay, it is going to be on obviously Saturday, and that will be when we will see a couple of matches. Yes, matches that were just created today. And of course, we're going to see some matches that were created this past Friday. And I will get into all of that in a second. Before we jump into it, let me say hi to my peoples. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you all are doing well. Okay. And let's deep dive into the show. Okay. The show kicked off with Jey Uso. He made it very clear what his intentions were and how he wanted to get back to this World Heavyweight Championship. He needed it. He wants it. He's going in all in. And of course, CM Punk came out to make it very clear that he wasn't the only one who had his eyes set on this World Heavyweight Championship. He said, you got to hold it for a long period of time, whereas I only got to hold it for just a minute minute, and that minute wasn't long enough for me. I need this title like I need air to breathe, and right now you're in my way. Simple as that. Now, there were some words exchanged between the men. They made it very clear how they felt about each other. CM Punk wasn't disrespectful. He told the truth. He asked him how far was he willing to go to get this championship. And there was really no question, because Jey Uso even threw his own brother out of the Battle Royal so that he could be the number one victor. It never dawned on him to even consider keeping them being the last two in. It was every man for himself. He's in my way. And that's how it's supposed to be. And the CM Punk told him, like, you threw your own brother out. Everybody knows, we're not listening to Baby Roman. We're not trying to hear from the tag team, the Usos. We're trying to hear from main event Jey Uso. I want that guy. I want him. Because I want to know how far you're going to go. Because I'm going to tell you that there's nothing that's going to stop me from getting what I believe I rightfully deserve. And so Jay Uso was like, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're going to do. You're going to make me look like the bad guy. You're going to walk in here, talk about how I threw my brother over the top rope. And that's cool. And he was like, yeah, I did it. And we all know if you was in my position, you do the same thing. But he said, I'm going to just tell you this right now. You ain't going to have to worry about asking me how far I'm going to go, because I'm going to tell you right now, the farthest I am going to go is being the one with my hand raised at the end of the night at Saturday Night Main Event. I am going to be the new 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. And I said, okay, Periana. Whatever makes you happy. We then get to the back. We get a strange interaction between Jimmy and Jay. Jimmy's issue, it seems, was not that his brother threw him over the top rope, but it was that when he saw the opportunity to claim things for himself, he took every opportunity to get rid of his brother and not necessarily want to compete against his brother in the final throws. And Jay was just like, I saw an opening and I took it. It was every man for himself. And Jimmy was like, well, you know what? I saved your ass twice in that battle royal. I very well could have just threw your ass over the top rope. And I could be honest with y'all, if I was in Jimmy's position, I would have threw Jay Uso's ass out the first chance I got. Because his ass already been champion. And I ain't had a singles title yet. Every one of these motherfuckers that had a single title. Fucking LA done had one. CM Punk done had plenty. I remember at one point CM Punk was a tag team. The tag team champion once. It was back in the day, over, before the 10 years, okay? But listen, all of them that was in there, including Dominic Mysterio, have all had singles championships. So Jimmy, to me, could have been the one. At least I would have done it that way. You feel what I'm saying? Now, Jimmy told him straight up, he said, you know what I think? I think you did that shit on purpose, because between you and me, if it came down to you having to come up against me, there's nothing that you could do with me. I got you every day, all day, and you just didn't want to have to face me, so you got rid of me. I was like, maybe. But I also think that everything that Roman and Jimmy are saying to him is true. Two things can be true at the same time. It is okay for Jay Uso to be selfish and not try to save everybody. And it is also okay for him to protect those that he likes and loves and provide assistance when necessary. Jay Uso has to learn how to pick and choose his battles. He don't have to be an asshole about it. It's just something else takes priority over saving somebody else. Technically, they could have came out there with LA Knight and Braun Breaker tonight. Bronson Reed was out there running interference in a match that Braun Breaker could easily have won on his own. But of course, you got to keep the villainous bullshit going. And that's really what I didn't like about today. Everything seemed to be very, very, very predictable. Down to the last move set in the last match. Except for the tag team title match. I honestly thought that was going to end in a no contest. All the other matches seemed to be quite predictable. And I've been saying that everybody want to help their friend. It's just that Jay Uso don't have to decide to help them all the time. And it's always around the time that he has something big going on that some bullshit goes down. And while I understand him coming out to help his brother and possibly helping Roman, at the same time, Roman makes a lot of sense when he says you got to be looking out for yourself. Things got to change. This is not the old days. And he's right. There's a time and a place for all of that. Y'all can't constantly be keeping yourselves attached to him. And y'all begged, y'all demanded, y'all whooped his ass to get away from him. And now here you are years later running down the aisle to come save him for what? He's a grown man. He knew what he got himself into. If he gets beat, he gets beat. Are y'all scared of getting the ass whooping? Is that what this is about? Because it sounds really old, but back in the day, you got your ass whooped, you get your ass up, you dust yourself off, and you keep it moving. Lesson learned. This time I'll bob when I weave. An ass whooping don't do nothing but teach you how to protect yourself even more. Winning doesn't teach you anything. I'm just saying. He gonna be in a never-ending loop. It's just constant over and over and over again. And it's like, yo, Big Jim, baby boy, listen. I love you. I have no issues with you or your brother. I think both of y'all are quality superstars in your own right. And to be honest with you, last Friday was the proof that they needed to give Jimmy Uso the rocket to push him forward. If you ain't looking forward to giving Jimmy that championship, United States or whatever in the near future, you have really missed out on a golden opportunity with him, because I don't mean no harm to Jey Uso. But unlike his brother, in that match with Drew McIntyre, which was a very long match considering, he never got gassed. He never got gassed in that match. He never tripped and was falling. There was no mistakes made. Jimmy was pristine in that match with Drew McIntyre last week. If you needed a test to prove that man can go toe to toe with some of the best in the business, he definitely proved that last Friday. For the better part of that match, he dominated. There's potential in Jimmy Uso that isn't in Jey Uso. They're two different people. Jey Uso is much more reserved. Jimmy has the personality that you're looking for to make him into the star, but you got to give him the opportunity. You got to put him at the forefront. And that's not me being disrespectful to Jey. I love Jey, but I know what he's capable of. I also know that his brother is the better one in the ring. He's the better one on the microphone. And I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why he was able to step out in the forefront and Jimmy wasn't was because Jimmy got injured. If Jimmy hadn't have gotten injured, you may have had a totally different story going forward with Jimmy being the one at the forefront right now. But that just wasn't in the cards. What is it? Dry, he needs his humidifier refilled.
Okay, sit down. Just put in the bathroom.
You have to let Jimmy have his moment. And the more they keep trying to skate around that, the less time they have to give it to him and for him to be able to perform. I am telling you right now that this is where you want to be. If you're trying to look for something that's going to give you it's going to give you a more heightened and a bigger, what you looking for? No. Are you headed downstairs? When you go down there, I just need you to fill my water thing back up. Giving Jimmy an opportunity, I think he should have it sometime late next year. It don't need to be now. He needs to work his way up to it. Okay? But late next year, Jimmy needs to be in that circle of title shots. He needs to be somebody who is considered or given a title shot. I don't know who he could get the title off of. Honestly, if I'm being honest, Dom could give up the Intercontinental Championship. He doesn't need it. I know a lot of people love him having it. He's done a great job as a heel having it, but him circling around Penta and Rusev for the last couple of months, it's irritating me. Take the shit off of him. Take the shit off of him. He already's the AAA Mega Champion anyway. Take the damn titles off of him. Give somebody else the championship and let that shit ride so we can have some real feuds. Because that's another problem that I'm having, and I'll get to that in a second. But if you give Jimmy the gate, give him the ball, and he's gonna run with it, and you will see that Jimmy is going to give you what you need. You're not going to have conversations about him being gassed in matches. You're not going to have conversations about him not being able to handle the microphone, because he's going to be able to do that. He just has that particular that type of personality and that type of charisma. While his brother is charismatic and he has personality, it is different. It is much more subdued, and he's more of an introvert type of person. You can tell by how he moves and how he operates. Does he enjoy a good time? Yes, but it takes a minute to open him up, where his brother is much more personable. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. But if you give Jimmy the opportunity, I think you can get that out of him too. It doesn't have to be a one-way street with him. You know what I mean? He said Jay brings the aggression and the attitude, and Jimmy brings the character, which is the whole package. See, he was right there with me. I just didn't see his second comment. Not my dirty Dom. I only say that about Dom because Dom is not going anywhere with this championship. We are stuck in this blockade of Rusev, Penna, and then at one point it was AJ Styles before he announced his retirement. It's just not going anywhere. At least let him get past these people, and then honestly, you could have him feuding with Jimmy. Like, I really, if you're gonna do this, then make it worthwhile. I don't want to sit and watch him using El Grande Americano every single week. At least wrestle in the matches. I don't mind him cheating in a match. I don't mind that at all. But like, I don't want to get you in a. This is a match where it's a number one contenders match. Let it be a deciding factor. You would rather go up against one competitor and not fucking two. And I know how it's going to end on Saturday. He's going to let them beat the hell out of each other, come in there, steal the win with a roll up on somebody with his feet up on the rope, and that's going to be the end of that match. And it's just like, I need you to give me something else. There was charisma in the way Eddie Guerrero moved. A lot of the things Eddie Guerrero did was outside of the ring as well. And Dom just don't have it. He got some of it, but he don't have enough of it. He don't have enough je ne sais quoi to make that shit work outside of the ring and really start. I would have been like, if we're gonna do this and make it a triple threat, cool. The next time you see me, I would have been wreaking havoc on Rusev and Penna. I would have been attacking them both. There's 4 of y'all. El Grande Americano is right there. You right there. Like, let's make some shit work. Shake some motherfucking tables. I'm tired of seeing your bony, lanky ass in the ring doing nothing, crying and complaining backstage to your homegirls and homeboys about how Pierce has a vendetta against me and I can't never get a break. Your own homegirl, your own fucking people was like, bitch, because you cheat. The fuck? I was like, not the cheater calling out the cheater, bitch. You just cheated last week. Matter of fact, Roxanne came out there and wrestled Nikki Bella, and your ass was out there helping her cheat. What are you talking about? Not the pot calling the kettle black. I said, what the fuck? What? Ma'am, how dare you? He said, yeah, because it's more than just them two. That's all I'm saying. They have been circling them two for months. And it's just not, I don't care. And I hate that because I don't really give a shit about Rusev. I really don't. Rusev is boring. Plain and simple. A lot of people like a good brute, but I like my brutes to have personality. And Rusev doesn't. He's boring. He's walking around mindlessly angry all the fucking time. And I just want to understand, bitch, what are you mad about? Why? Why are you mad? You have a paycheck coming in every week, sir. You are on TV just about every single week for at least 15 minutes. Why are you so mad? It's just, I don't like it. And that's an issue I'm having with Pierce, is getting biased over on Raw. I like Pierce. I probably will never give Pierce any flack unless he start being on some bitch nigga shit, and then I'm not, and then I'll give him some flack. But I love him. I love that man. So, but I understand what Don is saying because it's true. But at the same time, Dom's gonna pull out the same fucking tactics if it's different people. He has not shifted. When it was AJ Styles, he had Judgment Day on his side. Judgment Day stopped fucking helping him. He enlisted goddamn El Grande Americano and Ray. What do you call him? Raven it's something that started with a B. They got Bravo. Raven and Bravo. That's what he called him. It's gonna be the same shit, different toilet. It's just the only thing that's gonna shift is the people that he's going up against. Which, okay, great. But if I'm going to get the same shit from you every single time you bring your ass out there and you're the constant, bitch, I'm on your ass because you're boring me. Find something else to do. Please. Like, what happened to going to the back? They never go to the back. If we're being honest, Jey Uso shouldn't have even been in the Battle Royal. Let's keep it fucking real. You didn't let Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed be in the Battle Royal because they caused the champion to be out and lose his title. All right, cool. But to be honest, Jey Uso lost his championship. He could have gotten a rematch from Gunther before Gunther dropped the title. Yeah. I'm just saying. It's going to be a very messy match. After Sean's superb booking over the weekend, I need Hunter to come to the front of the line. Baby, you might as well wait. You're going to be waiting for a while because that bald-headed motherfucker is not coming. He's not coming. He's not coming. And we just going to be complaining. Honestly. They got to turn Dom face soon, too. He's getting cheered too much. Girl, they're not going to turn him face. They're not gonna turn him face. I think Dom like being a heel, but like I said, he could be like Eddie Guerrero was, which Eddie Guerrero was a face, but he did heel shit, which worked. It worked. Now in AAA, they have turned El Vikingo like into a heel because they just had a match over the weekend, and Dominic was getting jumped by Dragon Lee and Vikingo, if I recall. And that's when El Grande Americano came out there and helped save him or whatever. But it was a lot going on over the weekend. Them hoes do nothing but cheat. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, Raquel, girl, shut the fuck up. Because who asked you? Who asked you? You and your mini-me be cheating all the motherfucking time. Not to mention you cheating on your best friend with this bitch. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because game recognized game. Child, boom. But y'all was complaining about Gunther shit. At least he gave a little something. I ain't gonna lie. Gunther was a rinse and repeat type of champion, but at least his championship matches were changing. You got to watch different people go up against him. I just don't like Gunther when he cuts promos because no matter who he goes up against, it is the same. I am superior to you. You will never be on my level. And I'm just like, blah, blah, Congress, blah, blah, gay sex. It is what it is. I already know what you're going to say. I already know, sir. I already know. They could have given Rusev's spot to Otis and we would have been way more entertained. It's not that Rusev can't be entertaining. It's just that he don't have the fucking personality. And while I love Otis, Otis was out because he actually was injured. So when Rusev came back, Otis hadn't come back yet. He wasn't there. My thing with Rusev is that they immediately gave Rusev all of this fucking title contingency and smoke, built him up with Sheamus, let him leave Sheamus and go right into title contingency. Meanwhile, you could have been had the title on Bronson Reed. You could have been had that title on AJ Styles if you wanted to give Styles a last minute title reign. You could have did a lot of things. Okay. And what I really didn't understand was all this time that the Vision has been up destroying Raw and fucking Judgment Day just been backstage sitting there quiet and pretty. But when motherfucking Bloodline was running around on Monday Night Raw, Judgment Day made it very clear how they wanted to go down. They wanted no bitches. My, oh my, how times have changed, my guy. I think Sheamus kind of spoiled us for the big men who are actually interested. No, because there were other bigger guys who were interested in the ring and had pretty fun personalities. I rather it on different people than the same people getting screwed by the same tricks. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. That's all. Then everybody's at fault. Exactly, Rico. Side story, that'll work too. They had to because he was getting booed too much. Child. He was. You can also see it for free on AAA's YouTube channel. Okay, cool. I guess it must have been like an inside joke. Gunther's ass was disrespectful by week 3. It has never been that Gunther was never a good superstar. He always was, but he's very one-noted. There's not really much to him, heel or face. I don't really care if he switches to being a face, which I don't think Gunther ever will. But it's not about him not being able to do his job. He does it very, very well. It's just after a while, it gets to be boring. He doesn't really have anything else to offer. And even if he was to flip to being a face, I don't think it would work out for him because of how they book them. And I don't think they really they're not going to let him be the strong face that he needs to be. I do enjoy Gunther when he goes off the rails, when he is vicious and like full on disrespectful. That shit is scary, but it's gold on TV. But he can't be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand that there has to be some levels, but it's just like Jesus. I just want to be entertained, and I wasn't entertained. It's the best way I can explain it. And it wasn't, and I don't even blame a lot of the superstars for everything because sometimes they have to do what they have to do. They have to work within the confines of the system, and I understand that. I'm just saying that sometimes Jesus pull a stone cold and go off the fucking script because the script sucks. It sucks. Jesus. Yeah, he was. Rusev came back and attacked Akira and Otis. I don't remember it like that. I feel like I thought he just attacked Akira. It was Akira and Sheamus. He was attacking Akira because it was Akira and what's her face? Maxine and Natalia when he came back. If I recall, I swear I'm not missing it. Gunther would be absolutely rude as fuck and would be like, why you mad? I'm just European and honest. And that shit blew the fuck out of me. Like, what is you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? He attacked me too. Hell no. Like NyQuil to my nerves. Like, he didn't say some shit like, is your dad still a junkie? Like, nigga, how you know that? You just brought up Sheamus, and Sheamus, he's 10 times worse. Sheamus is boring as fuck. If I'm comparing Sheamus to Rusev, I'd rather watch Sheamus. Sheamus is funny. Sheamus has charisma. And Sheamus can put on a 15, 20-minute match. It's not that Rusev can't wrestle and that he's not an interesting big man to watch. He doesn't lend any credibility to your storyline. Sheamus can add something to your storyline, whether he's a heel or a face. Rusev only works as a hero. I mean, as a face. I mean, as a bad guy. He's not really going to do well as a face. He's not really going to do well as a hero type character. He doesn't know how to draw the crowd in like Sheamus does. Now, if you don't care for Sheamus, that's your business. I ain't even trying to argue with who's better and who isn't. I'm just comparing the two. Like, really step away from your bias. I'm gonna step away from mine. Look at the two of them, and in their prime, even in Rusev's prime, he still didn't have half of the charisma or the personality that Sheamus did. A lot of his shit came from his wife, Lana, at the time. When you look at Sheamus, Sheamus could carry shit on his own. He could carry shit as a tag team. He was able to carry his group when they had the group. You hated him for the right reasons and you loved him for the right reasons. You run it down on Rusev's side and tell me what you see in Rusev that sparks charisma, that makes you want to watch his matches, that makes you excited when they yell his name on TV, other than him just being a brute. I'm just saying. I think he said Sammy's dad was a bum or something. He did call that nigga a bum. I don't like that Irish day glow either. Thank you. Shut your ass up, Nicole. This is a house that's changed Sheamus. But fuck y'all. Well, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. Not Rusev. He's boring too. I'm talking about Gunther. In regards to Gunther, I didn't say that Gunther can't hold your attention or that he's actually boring. I'm saying after a while, it gets to be boring with Gunther. For me, that may be different for you or for anybody else. Like, Nicole's a very big Gunther fan. She loves Gunther, and I don't blame her. It's not that he's just boring all around. It's just that after a while, his brand of character gets repetitive and it begins to bore me. I'm not saying that he's not charismatic, because he can be. I'm not saying that he is not ruthless on the microphone, because he is. But he's very, very, it's very much a one note thing. Everybody's going to get the same kind of smoke from him. He's not adjusting to his opponents. Everybody's going to get it the same way, same personality, same persona, same look down. I am up here, you're down here. With somebody like Sheamus is going to adjust by who he's going up against. So if you're looking at it from my perspective, I'll explain why I would prefer someone like Sheamus over Gunther. The type of personality you're going to get with Sheamus going up against somebody else is going to shift by who he's going up against. It's not going to just be yeah, I'm gonna give you a banger and that's gonna be it. It's gonna be how, if he's a heel character, Sheamus is gonna go right up on the attack, or he's gonna start with the constant mind manipulation. Gunther does that too, but again, it's very one noted. It's very much on the same train every single time. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, you're writing it out, and it's all going to be written the same. It's all going to sound the same. It's all going to look the same on paper. Nothing is going to change with Gunther. It doesn't care who he goes up against. It's just going to be the same. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Gunther isn't somebody fun to watch or he isn't great. It's just after a while, it's not keeping my attention anymore, because I already know where it's going. I already see where it's going. Watch, you're homeless. Now he talking in circles. Ain't got no time for that. Child, everyone gotta have one fave that is boring. But my boring fave is better than Talks. It's better than Talks boring fave, though. I am not opposed to everybody having their favorite. I'm not. And I'm not saying that Sheamus is greater than everybody else. I'm not saying that either. I'm saying I'm more entertained by Sheamus than I am by Gunther when I'm watching their matches and their promos. Can Gunther hold my attention? Yes, it is possible. He has done it on multiple occasions. I'm just saying, after a while, I kind of can predict where the conversation is going to go, how it's going to move. Gunther is just like a very typical bully. That's just how he is and how he operates. His matches are extremely entertaining. I do enjoy watching his matches. I'm just not interested in the lead up because I already know how it's going to go down. We got to have some fun heels. Where is the 2008 heels at? You know what? This whole show was off the rails, but I saw a lot of people. There was a TikTok. I don't know if it was one of my favorite content creators right now who did it, but if anybody else remembers this TikTok, please tell me in the comments. There was a TikTok that said there were no more heels like we used to have back in the day. There are no heels like that now. We don't have a real strong top heel. They talked about Roman Reigns' heel situation, and I'm gonna ruffle some feathers when it comes to Roman Reigns because some of y'all been be in your feelings. The reason why Roman was able to move and operate the way that he was and dominate the way that he did and really have the time to curate his character was because of the pandemic. Roman Reigns' core character work was built during the pandemic era. I do not believe that if we were not sitting at home and there was like no stop to the world, I don't think that Roman would have been able to build his empire so massively the way that he did. I think that would have stopped very early on, but because he was already champ, things were going the way they were going. He was moving the way he was moving. It was like, okay, let's see how far we can take this. Let's see how much we can push this. But I honestly think that without the pandemic, I just don't think that Roman would have had the true time to just curate that villainous arc that he had. And now there's a hole and everybody's trying to fill it. And while everybody thought Seth was going to be the guy, Seth never was the guy to fill those shoes. I'm sorry to tell you that. I hate to be the deliverer of bad news, but I'm just being 1,000% honest. It's not that Seth doesn't have the chops to be one of the biggest heels in the world. It's just that Seth is one of those types of wrestlers that has to constantly go, go, go. Always got to be in the ring. Always got to be one of the guys. Always got to be one of the ones that's on people's breath, that's talked about constantly. And because of that, that lends a lot of credence to why he goes down so quickly often, because he always had to be in the conversation. Whereas his counterparts, like Roman Reigns, is like, no, I'm going to make you savor the last time you saw me. And I'll come back in this bitch when I feel like it. You see what I'm saying? The difference is you got a quick meal and then you got an actual dinner. The quick meal is going to be Seth freaking Rollins, and it's going to be packaged real nice, real pretty. You're going to have it in a real nice outfit. It's going to come across with a real nice promo. Everything is going to be cool. But that's going to be a nice little quick meal. That's going to be your first dinner. If you bulking up, that's first dinner. And then you're going to have your final meal of the night. That's going to be Roman Reigns. Is anybody catching what I'm putting down? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's no disrespect to Seth Rollins, but it is what it is. I also do not think that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are going to be able to be the ones to carry the company going forward, mainly because Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker have not been fleshed out as much as people think they are. Everybody's clamoring for them to be the guys, but nobody's thinking about how they're going to be able to carry the business going forward. When you have guys like Montez Ford back there, you have guys like Carmelo Hayes, you have people like what is going on in this hallway? Jesus Christ. You have people like Ilya Dragunov back there. You have you got people like Dragon Lee. You got people like Penna. You got people like Ray Phoenix. No shade. I'm just saying these are the future of your business. Those are the guys that you need to push forward. Now, can Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed be a part of that crew? Yes, they can. 1000%. But we talking about somebody who has the ability to be the number one guy, selling tickets, putting asses in seats. And unless they're going to build Braun Breaker the way they built up Brock Lesnar, and even in this day and age, I don't think that would work. I just don't. You're going to have to give something else to that story besides just a brute running around cracking his neck every 2 seconds because he's a fucking weirdo. Bronson Reed, I will give Bronson Reed an addendum. I think if Bronson Reed gets the opportunity to break out on his own, which when he was by himself, to me, he was getting more stride and pushing forward more than he is now. I don't like the fact that Bronson Reed is his sidekick. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That stinks to me. I don't like it. But it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not against them booking people and getting them to where they need to be at the top of the mountain. I think that there's a certain level of you just gotta, and I forgot Jacob Fatu is over there, and once Jacob comes back, Jacob is a big ass star. Jacob is there. You've got Tama Tonga, you've got Tongaloa over there, you've got Solo Sokoa, you got all these people over on SmackDown for sure, and you got all these people on Raw. Like the personality between all of those people combined is better than what Brian Breaker gives. Brian Breaker's good, it's no shade, but they do have opportunity with who they have on the roster. Just think, we had Umaga, Edge, Randall, JBL, all heels, but their own way. That were really fun to watch. This could be possible in this day and age too, but everybody got to have their own space. If you recall, there were 2 shows during that time. Umaga was dominating on Monday Night Raw. If I remember, Edge had already moved to SmackDown by then, and Edge was in the main title scene. Randy Orton also was over on Raw at that time, if I recall, and he was over there on Raw having his own feuds, heading to the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE title at the time. Then you had Edge. Like I said, Edge was on Raw, on SmackDown. JBL was on SmackDown. All of these guys had feuds. They had feuds outside of titles. Then they had got titles and they made it interesting. JBL turned himself into like a presidential candidate with a cabinet. And then he had Orlando, I believe his name was Orlando Jones, as his head of the cabinet. I want to say he was the head of the cabinet. He would run interference for him the way Paul Heyman ran interference for the Vision and for the Bloodline. That it was a whole thing. You have to really look at how each one of those characters really were set up. A lot of the characters we see now are very rinse and repeat of other characters. And I think that's the big problem. There's no separation of church and state. There's no real personality in each of the characters because everybody's doing the same thing. Dom is blatantly ripping off his uncle Eddie Guerrero. We know this. It is there. We know that. Then you look at the other heels. You've got the Vision. The Vision is basically a rendition of like the Bloodline, the Authority, and what else would I throw in there? Like OG Edge heads, back in the day when Edge had the Edge heads with Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, and they all were trying to, work together to keep Edge on top. They would cheat for him because they had long hair. They looked similar. Like, there was a system in place to make everybody stand out for the right reasons. Don't know who set those things up, but I think now people are getting lazy. That's what I think. You're getting lazy back there, and you need to start adding some razzle dazzle here. And I'm not talking about a little heel turn here and a heel turn there. I'm talking about real storylines that are fun to watch and that are going to keep ever evolving, that are not just going to be about you going to get championships. Sometimes you just want to beat people's asses. Randy Orton was a menace not because he was champion, but because that nigga really was trying to kill people. Okay, this motherfucker was wrestling John Cena and tried to light his ass on fire. Okay, we all saw it. John Cena went up against Big Show. Big Show threw his ass into the light. The light sparked, blew up. We thought John Cena was dead. Okay, I'm not saying I have to get all of that. I don't need all of that. What I need for y'all to do is to entertain us. Okay, I need y'all to have some entertainment going on. It ain't got to be no soap opera storyline, although I wouldn't mind that. You don't have to do that. It don't have to be all of that. But you need to do something. Make your heel characters have some nuance to them. Make them have something to them that makes people want to come back and watch them over and over and over again. There's a reason why people mention the heels like Umaga, like Randy Orton, like JBL. There's a reason why you hear the mention of names like Edge and so on and so forth, because they stood out. When Batista was a heel, he was a menace to society. You feel what I'm saying? I want better because y'all are a $1 billion company, and I expect better of you. Plain and simple. Now, Jesus Christ. Right? Don't forget the water. Ugh. Look, Penna and Rusev never got to finish their match because El Grande Americano and his cronies came in there and busted up the match. This all came after Dominic Mysterio was in his feelings that the two of them were even competing to be in a match with him. He felt like because he beat both of them that he shouldn't have to wrestle them again. The reality is, Dominic, you're a champion. Champions have to fight, whether you want to or not. Sorry to tell you this, but champions don't get to be champions and go unopposed. That's not how this world works. So you have to defend that championship. Do I think you should be defending it against them too? Over and over and over again? No. Especially Rusev. Rusev done had 3 title shots. If I recall, Penna's only had 1. I'm very confused, but it's neither here nor there. As soon as Dom went to his crew and they was like, bitch, we not helping you. You're the reason why we lost our motherfucking titles in the first fucking place. With you out here running around here opening your mouth about shit that didn't have nothing to do with you. And because of that, we got put in a match with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And now we ain't got the championships no more. Which you were nowhere to be found to help us. And now you want us to help you? Bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Yo, cheating ass, go ahead and finish cheating since you love to cheat. If you don't want them to be wrestling, figure out something else to do. And that motherfucker started. He got on the phone and said, bring Americano, what you doing? You ain't doing shit? Nigga, I need you to come out here and beat these niggas' asses. Yeah. Take them out. Take them to the night water. Take their asses to the night water for me, and I got you. You feel me? All right, cool. Bet. Next thing you know, the match between Rusev and Penna's going on. Niggas get jumped by 3 dudes. They get rid of the group, the Americanos, they get them out. But then they go right back after each other. Rusev looked like he finna take out Penna. And they just circling each other in the ring. Now, in the back, you see Dom hanging out with Americano and them, dapping them up like, appreciate you. Yup. And Pierce is back there looking. He like, hey, y'all seen Dom? Where the fuck is he at? Homeboy, the only one that had the cojones to say anything was Homeboy in the back with the black shirt. He was like, hey, yo, he over there. He said, "What the fuck was that about, Dom? What you over there talking to them for?" He's like, "Oh, boss, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's cool. I got you." He was like, "Oh yeah, you got me. Well, here's how I'm finna get you. You feel me? See, you seem to think that if you do things your way, everything's gonna come out fine. You don't have to worry about wrestling anybody anymore. But what you fail to realize is that I'm the general manager and I make the decisions. You seem to think that because you done these boys done lost this match that they no longer are going to compete against you. And baby, that's never the issue. They are not going to be focused on El Grande Americano and his little crew. Oh no, baby, they are focused on you because at Saturday Night Main Event, it's going to be you versus Penta versus Rusev. Bitch, my God, today. My God, today. Okay. He said, you ain't got to worry about what they focused on because they focusing on you. I was like, oh, a mess. So now at Saturday Night Main Event, Dom don't have to worry about Rusev or Penta. He got to worry about both of them. I kind of saw this coming last week is when I saw it coming, but you know, it is what it is. Now I also saw this coming last week when it was announced. Nikki Bella and Roxanne had their match. It wasn't a bad match. I'm not gonna hate on Nikki Bella. She did okay in the match. She ultimately just got beat. She was outsmarted in this match, got hit with the Pop Rocks, match was over. For whatever reason, Roxanne was still in the ring after the match was over. And Raquel brought her big ass in there and was standing over her and decided to pick her up and attack the girl. Stephanie came out there to stop it. And while Stephanie was protecting Nikki Bella, Raquel came back in the ring and just stood in her face. I was like, girl, listen. I'm of the school of thought. Don't walk up on me unless you want to get your ass whooped. Now, Stephanie wasn't no fool. That bitch stood up and no matter how big Raquel's ass was, Stephanie straight up stood up and looked her dead in her face like, bitch, what you trying to do? Then Raquel turned around and walked around her and left. And I'm just like, girl, you don't intimidate nobody. I don't understand why you believe that you do. But these last couple of years that we have seen you have been everybody's lackey. Your intimidation factor has plummeted to the ground. It's over. Stop fucking playing with me. Okay? I will kick you in your knee. As a short person myself, the first thing I'm going for is your kneecaps, bitch. The first thing. Taking your knees out, bro. Out. You can put it down. Thank you.
That's all right. They take your attack.
I'm taking you out at the knees.
I'm there sitting put out side kick you in your knee too.
You gonna be a knock knee bitch fucking with me. I don't give a fuck. Now they made it a tag team match between Nikki Bella and Stephanie going up against Roxanne and Raquel. Do I care? No. No, I don't. I don't give a shit. It didn't take much for the intimidation to drop. She's not all that scary. She was at one point. I'm gonna lie to you. When she was in NXT, Raquel was damn near unstoppable. Damn near. The only thing they did wrong with Raquel is they did not give Dakota Kai that championship when they should have. They should have pulled the trigger on Dakota. They screwed Dakota. And I ain't gonna never forgive them for that. I'm gonna always be on their ass for that shit. Because they screwed that girl over. Now, there was some matches that was made that were not announced that I didn't fucking know about, but whatever. LA Knight went up against Braun Breaker. Another long match on the card. And to be honest with you, it ended about how you would expect. Paul Heyman tried to get involved. Bronson Reed did get involved, provided enough of a distraction. This allowed for Braun Breaker to hit his spear. Match was over. For the most part of that match, LA Knight was not only fighting Brian Breaker, but also Bronson Reed. And it just, I just want you guys to do something different. That's it. That's all. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for you to not be such predictable bitches. That's all. Because you were capable in this match. Because I was deathly sure that Asuka and Kairi Sane were going to come out there and attack them during this match because they didn't like the fact that they were cut in front of by Lyra and Bailey for the tag team titles. They didn't like that shit. Okay. So now I was just sitting here like, okay, I'm just waiting for them hoes to come out. But they never came out. They never came out. These girls beat Lyra and Bailey fair and square, even killed. There was no interference in their match. So I know that you are capable of doing good things. It's you're choosing not to because you're fucking lazy. Now the show ended with these two teams being taken out by Asuka and Kairi, more specifically on Bailey and Lyra, which I am probably going to lead to the fact that they're going to have some type of fucking match on Monday Night Raw against Bailey and Lyra, and that's what's gonna lead them to being in tag team title contingency. Don't know when they're going to bring back Rhea Ripley because she broke her nose recently on that last tour they were on. So Rhea Ripley isn't cleared to compete. And I'm pretty sure when she does come back, they're going to have her in a mask like they did Carmella and several other people who have broken their noses. Right now, Io is overseas wrestling. I believe she's wrestling in Noah. It could be somewhere else. I'm not sure, which I'm sure somebody in here will correct me. She just had a match against one of her best friends and one of her most formidable opponents that they put it over up on YouTube. I mean, I think it was on YouTube, and I think it's up. It's like the entrance of it is up on Instagram and TikTok. So Io's working, but she's not on the main roster, and I think that they were saving them to finish off their match against the Kabuki Warriors, but Rhea got injured, so it is what it is. Rico said the potential Dakota had as IC champ, especially as a face. Kratos hated her for real. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why they gave it to Lyra. I'll never understand that. Never understand that. Dakota had the momentum. Dakota had everything. Dakota should have been the one. I bet you kicking yourself in the ass now because boring ass Becky got it. And they probably gonna give it to Maxine the next time she wrestled that woman. Which I'm not mad at. Give it to Maxine. Let's see what Maxine gonna do. Anywhoosies. Y'all, that was it. That was Monday Night Raw. But there was not a lot going on this show. It's very much a one-noted, one-trick pony. And I almost didn't watch it. I almost was on my Xbox playing motherfucking Supermarket Simulator. That's what I was about to do. But I said, let me go on here before these hoes get to hollering at me about not putting up no content. I will say at the end of Bliss and Charlotte's match with Bailey and Lyra, that double natural selection was fucking beautiful. It was so well executed. It was so good. The longer they stay together, the better they become as a tag team. And I have to say that I am enjoying the Twisted Queens. Okay, I'm enjoying it. I need to know who Maxine's friend is, because if it's just Natty, I might not. I don't know. We all know it's Natty. She also had a storyline brewing with Sonya and them, but as soon as Lyra won, that storyline got cut and all of them got let go. All of them except for Zoe. She just recently got baptized too. A couple months back, Zoe went and got herself baptized. She has been cleansed in the lake of Minnetonka. She has been rebirthed. I ain't gonna make fun of nobody's baptismal, so you live your best life. I hope that I hope you understand that when you get baptized, vote for Trump don't mean that you a good Christian. I want you to understand that. And on that note, I'll go, child. On that note, I'm gonna get my ass up out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed my walk down memory lane and my yelling of being bored. I wasn't trying to go on that tangent, but I went there. Some of y'all may not like it, but you don't always have to agree with me, just like I won't always agree with you. I enjoyed the conversation. You can tell me how you feel, and I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to tell you wrong, right, or indifferent. I'm just going to tell you what I think and how I feel. And that is totally my opinion. It doesn't mean that you're wrong and I'm right. It doesn't mean any of that. I just want you guys to know that. It's good for us to have conversation. Okay? I will be back on Wednesday. If you want to have this conversation a little bit further on Wednesday, we definitely can. You tell me on Wednesday what guys can be potential mega heels on the roster right now. We're talking about out of the guys, the crop of guys that are currently on the main roster, who has the potential to be a great mega heel. I want to hear your answers on Wednesday. I'll see you then. Make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. It's very important to the channel. I love yous, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Don't forget the conversation, okay? Also, one more time before I go. This is your lineup for Saturday night main event, okay? Including the triple threat match with Dominic Mysterio. And then they finally have posted the deadline, San Antonio, Texas, December 6th. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.